Well, hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to give some basics of how to start with Leaflet, the JavaScript library that I'm using to implement mapping in my web application. And we have a map like this one. First of all, as I've said, I'm using Leaflet. This open source JavaScript library, which is also mobile friendly, which makes it more interesting. I strongly recommend you to go to their webpage because they have the tutorials very well explained of different aspects of the library. They even have, of course, all the documentation of the different utilities, functions, controls, everything you can imagine. And they even have a blog and plugins made from other developers. So it's very interesting. To start with, we are going to have to register and have an account in Mapbox, which is a very famous map provider, and they have very good quality maps that we are going to implement in our application. And the first thing when you register is that you will get this token here, of course a different one of me, but you will need this to deploy the map in your application. So let's see the code. Well, as always, I have here the map as a component in my control view page. I have imported it like a component, and then here in the component, as always, I'm using, of course, the library Leaflet with the Node Package Manager, as always, npm install Leaflet. Here you will install the library. Then the first thing that we also need is in the HTML add the CSS style sheet. Here you will have, well, you will find it in their web page. Here in the tutorial, in the quick start guide. Okay, and to deploy it in HTML, you will only have to write it as a div with a class map, and then everything, all the rest is written in the script. Here in the unmounted, when the page loads, we are going to define a map. I've called it my map, and it's always like that, leaflet.map, the name we wrote there in the HTML, and we set the initial view, the initial coordinates we want to see, and an initial zoom level. And then the most important here is the tile layer. We are going to use from the Mapbox API the satellite static tiles of the map, and it's always like that. You write here like the tile layer, and then you have the attribution, the max zoom, an ID if you want to give it an ID, the size and the offset. And the most important, always the access token here. You will have to write the one you got in the when you created the Mapbox account. Also here, okay. You will have the information this link in their web page of Mapbox. Let me show you here. For instance, it's always like that. And well, we have to then write an add to our map, the tile layer, and then if everything is correct, the map will be deployed. Another important thing is that we have to give an initial height on the CSS if we want the map to be shown. And then, well, once we have the map, we have a lot of possibilities. For instance, in my application, I have added some events like if I click on the map, I add a marker here, and also like to make a flight plan. When I move the mouse, it calculates the distance from this last point. So imagine I want to fly from this point 20 meters, so I go here, and it also can paint lines, and of course a lot of more of possibilities. This is also very easy in the script. You write my map on click. Well, with the event, the click has properties of latitude and longitude, so you can get the latitude and longitude uh, wherever you have clicked. And then in my case, I add here a table to show the points I've clicked. For the mouse move, where I was talking about the distance, it's very easy with an own function of leaflet, this distance to, with the last point you clicked, and well, you see that this is very easy, and you have lots of possibilities. You can also change the icon here. For instance, I have when it gets the position of the drone, I have this icon of a drone. Of course, this information is it's in their web page, but this would be the very basics.